Welcome to another segment of Talking Wrestling. In this segment, we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw and what happened on Monday Night Raw last night. Yes, I'm a day behind as far as doing this, but it's going to be a day behind for the Raw and SmackDown shows because it's just too late. I don't have enough time to do it right after the show of Monday Night Raw because I go to work for the next day. So let's get right to the vlog. Monday Night Raw was awesome. It was live in Toronto, Canada. It was a nice segment in the beginning. Miz TV automatically right in the beginning. Surprisingly, the Miz was trying to get Jason Jordan to come out, which we all know Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's son, son. So with all that, with the whole storyline with Jason Jordan being Kurt Angle's son, is it true or not? I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna do some research on that. I don't think he is. I think it's just a storyline, and that's it. But right into the Monday Night Raw thing, Kurt Angle comes out, basically telling the Miz that Jason Jordan is not gonna be coming out for his segment because he has a match with Kurt Axel on Raw later on Raw on Monday Night Raw. So basically, Kurt Angle says somebody else wants some questions answered as well, and that was Brock Lesnar himself with Paul Heyman, of course. So with all that says, the Miz started imitating Paul Heyman and basically saying what Paul Heyman says, and then at the totally end, basically where Paul Heyman says, I'm going to make an example out of you, basically saying that the Miz is... I'm trying to think the whole thing. My apologies. It's just one of those things. I'm just trying to think back as far as what has happened. Basically, making an example out of the Miz, Bo Dallas, and Axel when it comes time for SummerSlam. He made the Miz as Roman Reigns, and I believe that Bo Dallas was Samoa Joe, and Axel was Braun Strowman. So basically what happened with that whole situation at the end, Brock Lesnar, F5, all three of them, and laid them out for the... As far as laying them out and left him there, basically laying there. So that was the beginning of Monday Night Raw. So then, of course, Seth Rollins and Sheamus. Of course, we all know that Seth Rollins has been running ins with Sheamus for the last couple weeks, which we all know that, last few weeks. And like I said, I started picking up on as far as doing these vlogs, as far as letting you guys know what's going on for Monday Night Raw if you missed it. A very good match, of course. Seth Rollins was very good in the ring. Sheamus was very good. Sheamus did pick up the win. Before that, last week, you guys don't remember, Dean Ambrose confronted Seth Rollins and saying, look, you get that predicament again, I would not come out and help you. So, last night, Seth Rollins got himself in a predicament again, and what does he do? Gets himself a predicament, gets his butt kicked, and Dean Ambrose didn't come out. So, with all that said, I later on in this vlog, I'm gonna let you know what exactly happened after the fact, and because there's another match as well with Axel, not with Axel, but with Cesaro and Dean Ambrose. So we'll get to that later on. So we're moving right along here. Of course, Seth Rollins, before we move right along here, but more to that match with Seth Rollins and Sheamus, Seth Rollins decides to go out Cesaro and turn around And basically, once again, Sheamus comes out and helps him. That's what friendships are. And remember back, let's go back a little bit because Seth Rollins and Sheamus and Cesaro were talking at the back last week, or if not the week before, that they were talking about how they were enemies, Cesaro and Sheamus was, and they became good friends after the fact, after they became tag team partners, and it was actually forced into it in a way, but look how they are now. They're best friends, they're good at what they do, they're champions, and they're making themselves well known. On the other hand, let's move right along past that match. Jason Jordan was supposed to wrestle against Curtis Axel. That did not happen. Curtis Axel got hurt when he got the F5 done to him by Brock Lesnar. Got that altercation with Brock Lesnar. Was a new guy, came out. He was nothing. It was. If you guys go back in the time, as far as what Raw did back in the time, they basically brought in like these new guys, and basically they just jobbers. Basically, they were just in there just to give them a match, and also to make them look good. Maybe come up as a star eventually. Of course, Jason Jordan won. Congratulations on him. I hope they give him tougher opponents as they go along. I think Jason Jordan will be a good asset to WWE. I hope he becomes a good wrestler in the not in the near future, but in the far future of WWE. He's still young, so he has a lot of learning and a lot of things that he needs to as far as learning the ropes in WWE and learning what you have to do. Moving on from that, Bayley comes out. She got hurt by Nia Jackson last week. If you guys didn't see that, she separated her shoulder. So she's out of SummerSlam. And they had a triple threat match twice last night on Monday Night Raw. The first one was Sasha Banks against Alicia Fox versus Emma. That was a very good match, I feel. And of course, Alexa Bliss is the one that's the women's champion right now, and she came out and watched the match with Cole and them. They were sitting at the announce table. Cole says to Alexa Bliss during the match that Sasha Banks has your number. Okay, so this could be a very good thing if Sasha Banks can make it to SummerSlam. Okay, the match was awesome. Sasha Banks did win. She came a long ways. She's one of the four horsemen back at NXT with Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. Bayley was part of that whole thing, but she wasn't really. She got kind of kicked out of the whole situation. She was as tough as they say she was. How they were talking to Bayley and all that. It was just a mess up thing. So, and that home note, who won that match? It was Sasha Banks that won that match. I'm happy that she won. I actually was kind of rooting for Emma. Emma is, an upcomer still. She's still trying to find her way. Remember, Emma was trying to do this thing, coming out dancing. That didn't happen. They changed her right off the bat, and I don't think they said there was none of the rest supposed to be. I think it was Lana supposed to come out dancing. That didn't even happen either. So let's move right along. Enzo comes out along with a Big Show. They were talking inside the ring about how Big Cass basically how he just was a bully basically. Then Gallo and Anderson comes out and basically tells him, if you want to talk about anybody, let's talk about let's get past us. Let's basically have a match where that way you can talk about us instead of talking about Big Cass. But at the end of the whole situation, Big Cass just comes out, attacks the Big Show. Enzo and Big Show loses a match. Gallo and Anderson wins. Big Cass comes in, attacks the Big Show. Well, of course, Enzo tries to take out Big Cass. Didn't happen, but Big Show did his punch, and that was the end of Big Cass. Knocked him out, basically in him out. My opinion about Enzo, he has a lot of talk. He has the wrestling ability, but I think you take away the talk and just do his thing inside of the ring. Yeah, you can talk about what we need to talk about, but do your wrestling. Do your moves inside of the ring. I mean, we want some showmanship. You know what I'm saying? Show me what you have inside of the ring. I know you have the charisma. Do the moves. Do some wrestling. That's how I feel about that. About Enzo. I don't know he's gonna make it very far. But also you have to look at it this way. Gallo left. Gallo was the person that came out. One of those things like basically a straight face, and then when the bell rang, he just got pissed off and beat everybody up that was in his way. Moving along, Finn Balor talks about Bray Wyatt. It's not about hurting people, but Bray comes out to attack. But basically, Bray Wyatt is not there to win. Okay? This is what Finn Balor is saying. Basically, Finn Balor is not there to win. He's there only to hurt people. Of course, Bray Wyatt was trying to get one on him, on Finn Balor, and come to find out that Finn Balor outsmarted him, and when the lights came back on, Bray Wyatt was in the middle of the ring, and Finn Balor was sitting on the corner post waiting for him. And so that's what happened in that whole situation. So that I don't remember exactly what happened. I apologize for that. As far as if Bray Wyatt, if there was actually a fight, or it was just where Finn Balor walked away and left it as that. Okay, so that's what happened with that whole situation. Let's go back in the program a little bit. I told you about that Sheamus took on Seth Rollins and his match. Now it's gonna be Cesaro against Dean Ambrose in their match with that whole with him wrestling Dean Ambrose. It was a good match. Cesaro, I feel like that he should have been a top tier kind of guy. They saying he's the toughest guy on the roster, but they treat him like he's just a mid-card person. Okay, I feel like that he has a charisma. I feel like he has the moves. He knows the moves inside the ring. He knows what he's doing inside the ring. Why are you not making him a top-tier guy? I don't understand. This guy has been there for 5 to 10 years already, and you're not making him a top-tier guy. Anybody has any comments on as far as what I'm saying about Cesaro, please leave a comment down below, because I'd like to know why they're not making him a top guy yet. He's a tough guy. He's been there for forever, and they use him like he's like nothing. He's a toy. I mean, he's 6'5", 232 pounds. That guy can go against bigger people. Anyway, after Seth Rollins, of course, Dean Ambrose in this whole situation, he starts getting beat up by about with sorry, excuse my stuttering. I apologize. I do stutter. Cesaro Sheamus starts beating up on Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose was trying to fight back and basically, trying to defend himself, trying to try to get out of the whole situation, which you know how Dean Ambrose is. He will not do that. Seth Rollins comes down, trying to help Dean Ambrose. He does help Dean Ambrose. Gets Sheamus and Cesaro out of the ring, and towards this whole thing of this whole situation, that let's go back a little bit with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Now Seth Rollins has been trying to become partners with Dean Ambrose, and Dean Ambrose just keeps on saying, "No, I don't trust you." Now remember, go back further. Seth Rollins was the one that took the chair and hit both Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns and turned on them. So how can you trust somebody that turned against you? Yes, it's been 3 years. But would you trust somebody that turned their back and did something bad to you? Leave a comment down below and you let me know if you feel that you should trust somebody after 3 years. I understand it's wrestling. It's basically, it's a storyline. But seriously, in reality, if someone turn the back on you and hit you from behind, don't you think you wouldn't trust them at all either? Alright, Jabari and Dazawa. This is a cruiserweight division. I'm still trying to learn the names. I'm trying to pronounce the names the right way. So bear with me. The match was very good. Cesaro is taking on he's a champion right now. I apologize. He's taking on the champion of the cruiserweights. Okay. Be honest with you. It's coming out. The 205 is coming. It's not. It is prospering slowly. I feel like they should have did it like the NXT, but they brought it so fast out. Okay, they didn't have the storylines right. They didn't have everything in place. They were just pushing it out there, and I think that is it coming along together pretty much. Yes, it's coming together slowly. I think it's probably more together than I think it is, because I have not watched it. Okay, I think once I start watching it and start understanding, the wrestlers, the characters on there, and so on and so forth, I feel like that it'll be something else I can talk about as well. That's the future. We'll talk about the future later about the whole situation. Second match. This is for the women's title against Alexa Bliss. Okay. 3 women had to wrestle triple threat match again. Mickie James. I missed that woman. She's a good country singer. I actually have her CDs. I think one of them, or maybe 2 of them. Dana Brooke was in that match as well, along with Nia Jax. Okay, Nia Jax. Okay, she's a strong woman. I feel like she should have been a champion long time ago. Okay, through this whole thing, Alexa Bliss is Nia Jax's friend. So it'd be a good thing to see Nia Jax go against Alexa Bliss. That'd be an awesome thing to see. I wouldn't mind seeing that. For the simple fact is that friendships has to end sometimes in wrestling. Not always, but sometimes. So that would be a good thing to see. Now, they were trying to break up a friendship between Sasha Banks and Bayley. That didn't happen. They're still friends, even on the show, even though, friends do break up as far as become enemies. On the show, but they're still friends outside of the show. But with Bayley and Sasha Banks, they keep it real. They are actually friends, and they're not gonna let that mess up their friendship as far as they have to fight each other because they want to become champion. They both want it. They know they both want it. Why we're gonna hate each other for it? The winner of that match was Nia Jax. Remember, next week it's gonna be Nia Jax against Sasha Banks. So keep tuning. If you don't have Raw, tune in next week on Tuesday to get this. Okay, for who is sleeping at nighttime right about now, I'm doing this by right around 10 o'clock, 10:30 it is. You will see it on Wednesday. Okay, so it should be a good match. I can't wait to see it. I hope it's not going to be a blowout match. I hope they somewhat kind of keep it even. Yes, Nia Jax is tougher, heavier, outweighs Sasha Banks by many pounds, probably a lot more stronger than Sasha Banks. But don't get me wrong, Sasha Banks is one tough cookie. Okay? So I don't put it on to the pastor. If Sasha Banks wins, it's gonna be a round of applause for Sasha Banks because she deserves it. I feel that she could, you know, that she is a championship material. Okay, Nia Jax, she's been in a while. She not a long while, but she's been in a year and a half, 2 years now. Does she deserve to be a champion? Yes. I feel that she should be a champion without a doubt. Who do I want to win? I feel like that I would want Nia Jax to win because I understand she's a big woman, but she can move well in the ring. Is there charisma there? I don't think so. The reason why I see Nia Jax win was she's been always at that top level and not making it to where she grabs that championship belt. I feel like that she should be able to get it now. Like Sasha Banks been there. Okay? Bayley's been there. I think it's time for Nia Jax to become a champion. She should hang on to it? No. I don't think that she is able to. She draws a crowd. I'm not saying she does not draw a crowd, but I wouldn't mind seeing her just hold the championship maybe for like a month or two and then give it up to somebody else. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she is a person that can, you know, have that belt in her possession and do well with it. And I think maybe she can. But we'll see what happens. See what WWE does. SummerSlam's coming around. And I'm not even sure who's going to win the match this next Monday anyway. So next Monday, if you don't get Raw, tune in on Wednesday to see the results. I'll let you know the results and so on and so forth. And leave a comment down below. Who do you think? Who would you want to win this match? I mean, if Nia Jackson is a big lady, she's heavier. She's probably stronger than Sasha Banks. Who would you want win? Sasha Banks is an underdog right now, without a doubt. All right, let's go move on to the next and the final match of the night. Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns. These guys have been killing each other, putting each other in the ambulance, tipping the ambulance over, backing into the semi. These guys are just at each other's throats 100%. And the match was the last man standing. Okay? This match was just all over. It was in the crowd, was up on stage, and so on and so forth. It was just amazing. Okay? Now, during this match, towards the end of the match, I feel like that, I know this, I don't feel like it, I know Roman Reigns had that match. Strowman was about ready to be counted out. But guess who showed up? Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe shows up and basically takes out Roman Reigns. The referee has stopped the count on Strowman, and guess who wins? Braun Strowman wins that match. Okay? He had an assist. I think the fatal four-way between Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Brock Lesnar is going to be an awesome match. I feel like that's going to be just a slobber knocker. It's going to be nothing but hard-hitting ordeal that's going to be happening. I know it's showmanship. I know it's fake. But here's the thing. You get 4 big guys inside that ring, and you know darn well all hell's going to break loose. Alright. My final thoughts about Raw and what I think and how they did. I don't think the rating went up. I think it could have went down. The ratings hasn't been doing well at all. I hope they get better at what they do. Just leaving this mind that New Japan Pro Wrestling is coming 2018 to tour the United States. Is you can get tickets, and go and see it. See what is all the big hype is. Remember, they came to California, Los Angeles, and they did 2 shows there, and they did very well. Are we going to see another Monday Night War? Or are we going to see that New Japan Wrestling is not going to come close? So, we'll see. It doesn't look like New Japan Wrestling really has a lot of money. I feel like they are a smart company that's still working their themselves up. They're like Monday Night Raw, because I saw them on TV and X TV on DirecTV. That's the only way you can get them. It's on DirecTV here in the Northeast. So I'm not sure about anybody anywhere else as far as the West or Midwest or the South, if they get it or not. But it's on X on Saturdays. I believe it's in the morning at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But it's called New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, but it's coming 2018. So, seriously, check them out. If you're a wrestling fan and you really enjoy me talking to you about Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and so on and so forth, then you will listen to what I'm saying. I want you guys' opinions. I want you guys' comments down below. I appreciate for you guys tuning in. Another vlog of Talk Wrestling. I'm changing it to just the Talk Wrestling, and that's it. So it could be about anything. It could be about a wrestler. It could be about NXT, 205, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, so on and so forth. So, subscribe. Give me 5 likes. And I will see you on the flip side.